Welcome everyone to this video. I'm Andrea, your automated trader, and in this video we will continue programming our expert advisor that we started in the previous videos. Here we are, and as you can see, we have the code for our expert that we wrote together in the previous sessions. Now what we're going to do today is, instead of using the stop in points, we'll set a stop in percentage, and we'll also set the target in percentage as well. This means that rather than working with fixed point values, we will be working with relative percentages, which can make our approach more flexible and adaptable. What does this mean? This is very useful in my opinion, especially in certain situations. For example, if we think about Bitcoin, there have been times when Bitcoin was worth 10,000 and today it might be worth around 100,000. So if we set a stop in points, say 1,000 points, on 10,000 that's a certain percentage, but on 100,000 it becomes a much tighter stop. On the other hand, by working with percentage-based stops and targets, we maintain the same proportion regardless of the value of our cross. So let's see how to do it. Let's take a look at what I added to the code to be able to set percentage-based stop loss and target. The first thing I need to add are the inputs. Since I have to provide a parameter for the stop loss as a percentage and another parameter for the take profit as a percentage. Right now I've just set some random values. 0.3% for the stop loss and 0.5% for the target. Going down to where we previously had our stop loss and target in points, now I've changed it so that the stop loss is equal to the ask, meaning the entry price, minus the entry price times the percentage we've chosen divided by 100. The target is the opposite. The entry price, here we're in the buy condition, so the target needs to be higher than the entry price, which means the entry price plus the entry price times the percentage we've set. I did the same thing for the sell. In the sell, of course, I used the bid. So the stop loss is the bid plus the bid times the stop loss percentage, and the target is the bid minus the bid times the target percentage. The next thing we can do to use this program is, instead of using this lot size of 0.1 that we set just to make it run and test if it worked, we can enter here a lot size calculated based on our money management. So let's say we decide to risk 1% of our account capital, and with that, knowing the stop loss, we calculate what our lot size should be. Let's see how to do this as well. So to do this, to set a percentage loss of the account for each trade, we're going to add a first money management group in the inputs. What are we going to enter there? We're going to enter a double called lotswat, that's what I named it, set to 0.1. So I'll use this in case I want to use a fixed lot size, because if I don't want to use the percentage, I just use a lot size that I choose for all trades. And so in this case, I use 0.1, or I use the percentage risk, and here I enter my risk, 1 to 0.5, whatever I want. If I set it to 0, which I'll show you why later, I use the fixed lot size, so 0 means fixed lot size. In the code, let's look at where we were making the trades. I added this, so double lots with a lowercase l, where I need another variable also related to lots equal to lots. So initially, my lot size is always equal to the fixed lot size. Then I perform a check. If the risk is greater than 0, then I calculate the lot size. This function is one that I added at the end. Now I'll show you how it works. And what do we need to pass to it? We only need to pass it the distance on which we calculate our stop loss. So in this case, since we're making a buy, and it's the entry price minus the stop loss, because the value always needs to be positive. Since it's a buy, clearly the entry price is higher than our stop loss. I did the exact opposite for the sell. So I always have this lot equal to lots, and then if the risk is greater than 0, I pass to the calc lots function the distance on which to calculate the percentage. I always add this function at the end after all the others in the program, so after on trade, on tick, etc. I usually make a line and insert all the functions that I will then call in the code. So we have this function called calclots, and here in the first line we define the risk because we read with this account info double the balance we have in our account multiplied by the percentage risk divided by 100 that we defined at the beginning. So this is the risk in euros or dollars, depending on your account, that you are willing to lose if the trade goes wrong. Then I define the tick size, again with symbol info double. After that, I need the tick value and the lot step. So the step for each lot, for example, 0.01, 0.02, and so on. I go on to define this variable money per lots, which would be the stop loss in points that I passed earlier, that's the one I passed to the function, and divided by the tick size, multiplied by the tick value, multiplied by the lot step. So then I define the variable lots, which, using this math floor, is the risk divided by money per lots, multiplied by the lot step. However, our lots still need to meet two conditions. First, they must be above the minimum lot size. So I performed this check with MathMin. Basically, if the lot size calculated based on my risk is 0.0001, I can't use it. I have to use 0.01 if that's what's required or whatever is specified for that symbol. The same goes for the maximum lot size. If I get a maximum lot size of 300 lots, but the maximum allowed for the symbol I'm trading is 50, I have to stop at 50. These two lines are exactly what enforce these conditions. What does this function return? It returns the value of the lots I have calculated. If you want to go into more detail about each function or each line of this part of the code, let me know in the comments and I'll explain anything that wasn't clear. So let's go ahead and test if our program works. Let's try out our expert and see if we've done everything correctly and if it works. For simplicity, let's use Eurodollar and set the period to the last year. Let's see what happens. Let's have it make a few trades and check the history. In theory, each stop should lose 100 because we set it to 1% and we have about 10,000 in the account. But here it's not working. We're losing 30, so we've made a mistake somewhere. Let's go see where we went wrong. So let's double check everything. Okay, the error is here. I forgot to change this lot size that I had set initially because I went through the whole process to calculate the lot size, but then I still passed 0.1 to the trade. Thank you. In this case here, I need to put lots. So let's copy this and put it here because I calculated the lot sizes but then didn't actually trade with those lots. The same thing happens in the cell. Let's compile and run the test again. Let's have it make a few trades and check the history. Now it works. We have a stop that's about 1%. Then there are commissions, a bit of slippage, spread. Here we have 98. Here we have 102, 98, 99, which means we're more or less aligned. Let me know in the comments if you like this video. Stay tuned and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos I'll be posting.